Hello, we're back. You know, it's been a while since my last video, and it's because I'm lazy, but really it's because I moved to a new apartment and we've done some podcasts in this space, but I'm still building out this little studio area to do things like this and the podcast, obviously. But I'm trying to get back into making some videos and creating some content and all that, so I had a couple people ask me recently about the equipment that I use, and they had some interest in it as far as what they should use to create the content that they want to make. So I thought the best way to kind of get into it would be to show you through a video, this is what I use and how I create from there. It's also been about a year since I got my first camera, and I wanted to kind of look back and see what I did over the last year, and also to give some advice and what I'm gonna do over the next one. So when it comes to gear, I'm not really gonna be talking about a lot of specifics with it because I'm an amateur videographer. I'm not a photographer or video YouTube. I'm just a guy who's trying to give some advice to some people who are asking. So if you have a lot more questions, I'm gonna have links to some of the stuff I talk about in the description. And of course, I can do a more in-depth video if anybody would like to see it, but I am not an expert, but I can definitely set you up with experts. So of course, the main question is, what kind of gear should I have to make films or to make videos as an amateur or somebody who's doing this very much as a hobby? And so what I would say before you buy anything is to take a look at what you have, because if you already have a phone, you're good to go. And if you do already have a phone to create the video you want to make, then what you really need to work on is the message behind what you're creating. If you have a good idea, which my friends did, and I'm sure that a lot of people do, then you have to do the work behind it in order to create something good. It's not necessarily gonna matter what you create it with, as long as what you're seeing in the video actually is pretty cool. I always kind of look at what I'm doing and say that content matters more than quality, which means to me that it's better to just create and do something with some work behind it. Don't make shitty quality videos, but you can still do a lot without a lot of equipment. I think the main point is that you should experiment and you should try things and not be precious about what you expect it to be. Just sort of try stuff and see what comes out on the other side of it. But when it comes to equipment, what I would say is start slow. So I ended up kind of getting a lot of stuff before I actually even made a single video or was doing much with the equipment that I bought. So if I can give any advice, is don't buy anything until you've made something. What I found was really cool was being able to use your phone in cooler ways to sort of stand out amongst the crowd. So I have an iPhone 11 Pro Max, which I hate the name of it, but I do love the phone for its camera. It has 3 camera lenses, a wide, a telephoto, and an ultra wide. So it's pretty good when you want to get yourself in the camera. So I would recommend turning it around and not using the selfie camera, because the quality is a lot better when you do it from the other side. But I will also say that on this camera, the ultra wide is not terribly great. It is fine if you're in a bright environment, but it's not really good when you're in the dark. The wide is great and the telephoto is obviously really good for zooming in, but if you're shooting yourself without being able to see the screen, you're gonna wanna make sure that the camera is picking up everything that you want to be seen in the camera, which obviously the wide is pretty good, but if you're this close with your arm, you're not sure what's in it. So that's where I started to invest in some equipment from a company called Moment. And what Moment does is it makes these lenses that attach to your phone and add a nicer piece of glass onto the camera that's already in your phone to give you a better field of view or to change up how you use the lenses that are already there. So this one I have attached is the Moment Wide, and I have it on the wide angle lens, which makes the wide angle a lot wider. Actually, I think it's pretty similar to how the ultra wide looks, but you're using the ultra wide camera, which is a lot better. So I'll give you an example. This is me shooting in vertical video with the wide angle lens attached to the wide of the iPhone, and you can see how it's pretty easy for me to just look at this and I can see that everything is in frame. Whereas if I take it off, I'm pretty sure I'm still in frame, but I'm sure you can tell that it's a lot wider and a much better field of view using this lens. So this was a small investment into just a little bump in quality over what comes on the phone. Of course, I've had this for a couple of years now through an iPhone 10, so the camera wasn't as good as it was on this phone, but of course, as technology gets better, the benefit to these lenses is you can actually continue to use it with any phone that you get. They do require a case that attaches all the lenses to it, but then you just buy a new case every time. You don't have to buy new lenses, which as you start to go down the rabbit hole of cameras, you find out that is the most expensive part of what you're doing. And for fun, I also got this anamorphic lens. They do sell some different types of stuff. This one is a very cinematic looking, very wide angle, sort of Michael Bay movie type thing. I have not filmed anything with this on the phone. Anything that I've posted anyway, it's mostly just for fun, but the Moment does have telephoto. They do have super wide. If you're doing like skateboarding videos, I've seen those being used a lot on their website. I will link below all of the links to these lenses and to Moment's website. They have a lot of resources. They have a lot of different things. I also do have an affiliate link, so if you are interested in buying everything, I would ask you to use the link that I have down there, because you'll get a bit of a discount and it'll help both of us to pursue more of this fun, creative lifestyle. So I ended up buying the Moment lenses because it was just a little bit higher quality than what I was already working with a previous iPhone. Now that I have this iPhone, obviously the quality is a lot higher, but I also needed an actual mirrorless camera in order to bump that quality up just a little bit more. So last year I got the Panasonic Lumix G7, which is my first actual camera, I suppose. It's a great, inexpensive, small, compact, lightweight, mirrorless camera. It has a really high quality look to it. Actually, I've shot all of the other vlogs on my channel using this camera, although I did upgrade a lens for the last one that I put out, which was over the summer of last year. Yeah, it's been a while, so yeah, sorry. But it does a lot of good work for me. I actually use it for my streaming camera for Twitch because it connects to my computer really easily. There's a whole other mess of equipment you need for that, but it does look really nice just plugged into my computer, and it's small enough to where I can carry it around with me. I can film a lot pretty discreetly, and it's a little bit better than the quality of my phone. But I will add that as soon as you start upgrading, you're gonna need better lenses. So like buying a Moment lens that goes onto your phone, you're gonna need new lenses that make your camera look nicer than what comes with it right out of the box. The first videos I filmed with that I posted were using just the regular lens that came out of the box. And while it's not bad, once you start to learn how cameras can look, you realize that you're being held back by not investing in something better. And so I would say that that's the biggest reason why I've upgraded to the camera that this is being filmed on, which is the Sony a7 III. It's much better from I mean, look at it right here. I can compare, for example, this is being filmed on the G7, so you can see how this looks, and you can see how it looks from the a7 III. So you got that raise in quality, which of course is also a raise in the amount of money that it costs to get there. So this is why I started off this section by saying, do not think you need the best equipment, because what you need is just something that is going to be good when you film it. Let's put it that way. That sound good? You just need something that's gonna be good when you film it. It doesn't really matter what the camera is, it just matters that you're putting something good onto it. So on that point, what I want to say, and this is something that I'm probably telling myself more than I'm telling whoever's watching this, don't value perfection. So a lot of people create something and they don't necessarily want to show their first draft to the world, right? So you want to work and you want to tinker and you want to create something that's really good, because when you put it out there and you're showing it to people, you want to make sure that they're seeing the best possible thing you could create. But what ends up happening is you spend all of your time behind the scenes building to that, and you never actually put much out. So I'm realizing that I need to start at 1 and build up to 100. I have 3 vlogs that I posted last year, 2 I think that I've really promoted, because I want to just put out something and build from where I am now to where I could be after 100 videos. The fun of creating something should be in the doing of the creating. Obviously I'm sitting in a room by myself, but when it comes to shooting video for the Emo Social Club podcast, I'm in a room with a group of friends and we're just talking, but there's a really cool video that comes out of that product, and I enjoy setting up the studio and working on the edit and making a really cool video after the fact. And so I don't think anyone should get hung up on the creation of a video. You should just be focused on making something because you enjoy the process of making. And if you really want to have some criticism for yourself, I think that the best way to do it is to find something in everything you create and pick one thing and improve upon it on the next one. It's better to spend the time creating and put out maybe some not so great product, but by creating that not so great product, you're still building your skills and you're finding something in that to improve upon. And if you never created it, then you would never find that thing to build upon. I think there's a lot of great creators that do this. I think there are a lot of people that have communities around them that support them in the creation, and they like whatever they make. And I think that that is exactly how you get started in something like this. And building up a video or a photo or a creative endeavor is by constantly going up to the plate and using sports metaphors. I don't know sports that well. Is by constantly going up to the plate and getting ready to swing anytime you get an opportunity. That's sports, right? Before I wrap up this video, I do want to mention that I'm going to try to make more content on here on this YouTube channel for the next month or so, leading up to what I'm very excited about is going to Japan in March. I will be bringing my cameras and all this stuff with me there and filming a vlog or a whatever travel video. I've always been really passionate about watching travel shows, and especially food travel shows, and Japan is some of my favorite food places to go. I'm hoping to have some more Japan kind of focused content on here for the next couple months, just to build up to that, so it's not like Brian was talking about camera stuff, now all of a sudden he's in Japan. Because I don't know what this channel is going to be, and I don't really know how I'm going to build it into where it's going to be, but I like the idea of filming a travel vlog for this channel, but I don't want to go from point A to point B and not point A to point Z. So yeah, I'm just gonna be posting some Japan weeby shit on here. But I'm super excited to actually get back into making content. If you want to, you can follow me on all the social media that's down there. I'm trying to get better about posting a lot more often. I have been posting because I am streaming on Twitch every Monday and Tuesday. And if you like video games, I'm playing Japan-focused video games on there because I'm going to Japan. So you can watch me play dumb video games on Twitch and chat with me, and it's fun. I don't know, I'm new to it, and I just want someone to watch me play some dumb shit. So thank you for checking this out. I hope that it was helpful in any way. Please let me know if you want me to go more in depth on any of this stuff. I'd love to talk about it, but I don't want to make this a photography, videography YouTube channel, because that's not really what my plan is. Like I said too, if you are interested in any of the Moment stuff, I do have an affiliate link down below that will help you get a bit of a discount on some of the products if you're interested in them. It also helps me out to continue making content. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye! This is gonna be like all fucking month with this shit.